Some of us are here wanting to communicate Orion Council with other beings. Is Susani watching? As usual, interesting how they come into that area. They will show themselves. They will show themselves. They might sound a little different than you. They might sound a little different than you. Guess who is watching Susani? A lot of them, 10 of them. They're very close to this area. Interesting. We'll talk a little bit about them another day. Some of us want to come in to say that Orion is watching, Orion beings are watching, and is Susani. But although you forgive and forget, many others are here. And so we wanted to tell you that many of the people you have been meeting have a lot of shifting to do here. And so when you enter this area, it's very close to this frequency of 6, 7, 8, 9 dimensions and ley lines connections to the poles. Yes, it's very high level energy here. The poles are influencing the energy here as you feel throughout the earth, and so we want you to understand many of your kind have to recognize that the evolution is inevitable. So when the government shifts its powers, you will feel a drastic change because some of your leaders will be asked to lead, and so you will be asked to lead. Yes, some of you are very important for that role. And so many of you are leaders, and so you are remembering that. Do you recognize who you are? And so we want you to understand, communication is happening on all levels. In what you believe to be the 9th dimension, Lyran communicating with the channel, and so she works in the 9th dimension very closely. So what is that? She wanting to know is very high frequency, as all ley line, as the ley lines open, the spiral energy comes into the vortex, and so you connect to specific dimensions in each circle of reality, in each layer, in each sphere, in each density. You feel different. It's simply a knowing, it's simply energetic shifts. Might we say, all of you have to sense more of the inner earth, and so you must work with those beings. Well, all of them want to communicate, but some of them can't yet because of the shifting that needs to occur on the top layer. And so indirectly you feeling their frequencies, they connect to that 9th dimension and beyond. The 9th dimensional, she working with them in the earth, inside of the earth as well. You have to sense them. Mary energy has entered your planet many times before. It is back. All of you need to focus on that loving frequency. Might we say that you have to recognize each other. Some of you have to let go of what you think you are. Many of you have, but some of you are holding on to what you think you are. Okay, that is a good idea to focus on who you are. Now, let us explain. When the patterns are shifting inside of your cells, you will begin to expand your conscious reality spectrum. Does not have the right word for it. Let us say, you have a vast array of points of focus, and it begins to shift once the pattern shifts. Do you understand what we are saying? Channel does not understand what we are saying. However, we will continue. And so as you recognize that the points of focus begin to, let's say, gather into, let us explain it this way. In each dimension you have a certain number of points of focus. These are continually shifting, so therefore your aspect in one dimension, or as you would want to call it, your higher self in one dimension, is altering itself. You begin to alter here. Although you are not completely aware, you do feel it inside of your cellular structure. So what is happening? We all understand that you want to know what is the higher self doing. So if you all go back to source, our channel is asking us now, then what is the point in knowing the dimensions and what is happening in each dimension? We explain it this way. once you begin to accelerate, which means you begin to tune in to, let us say, 3, 4, and 5 at the same time, you will begin to feel the energetic structure aligning in your body. So many of you must go through that shifting. It is uncomfortable for many of you. And as you begin to focus on 4, 5, 6, you begin to expand yourself and you feel no longer connected so much to 3. But you are still connected to 3. You are simply becoming aware of another dimension. How is it feeling for you? Oh, very simple explanation, our channel is saying. Thank you. And we want you to know that there is much knowledge that is entering your subconscious about your, let us say, many of you have an opportunity to let go of who you think you are. But it still is here. It is not gone. It is not, let us say, you do not disappear when you begin to focus on your multi-dimensional aspects. You do not lose anything. You simply become more aware and your points of focus shift. So therefore some of your habits will begin to shift. Some of you will change your lifestyles dramatically. And some of you will also know that life is an endless cycle of experience. And you'll begin to know that when the poles are affecting the ley lines on the grid, you begin to recognize that the patterns shifting rapidly, you see, because you are becoming faster in vibration. Some of you understand it as the let us say, the restructuring is what it is called, atomic restructuring. And also you are knowing that when the right and left hemispheres are balanced, your point of focus is amplified, you see. You begin to have more knowledge about who is next to you. You begin to have more knowledge about the plant life. You begin to have more knowledge about the photonic, let's say, the accumulation of photons within the very food you eat. You begin to understand how your pets are feeling, and you begin to understand what TV programs are blatant excuses not to work on your development, and you begin to recognize what is useful for your time on this planet. It is awareness, it is uncomfortable, it is beautiful, it is all of these things. You are expanding and you are wanting expansion, so let us explain. In the days to come, by your month of October, many more will have awakened and you have new responsibilities. You will have 10,000 in your earthly plane, which will be focusing on leadership, and you will have many more coming in to follow your lead. So as you leaders are begin to remember who you are, then you will feel more complete because your soul is wanting that experience, that point of focus in this dimension, because you are accelerating in others. So that is our message. Thank you.
Thank you.